Hey, what's up, all? It's Innofin again, and we are back at Shadowrun Returns. And as you can see, I got a little bit of different armor on. It's the Street Punk Alley something. It's better armor, gives a little more HP, and of course, as you know, there's no save points. It saves you at the last checkpoint. So I went ahead and did all that stuff you saw last episodes, and we're back to ask Mr. Dilla, I guess is how you pronounce it. Find out what he knows. Mr. Dula looks small and tough, with an untraceable shoddy on his back and a heavy vest under his trench coat. He's got the air of someone who gets things done, occasionally does them himself. He might be an ex-runner, one of the rare ones smart enough to move over to management when he felt his reflexes slowing down. What do you want? Mr. Doohan, we have business to discuss. What business? I got no business with you. We're with Coyote. She's indisposed at the moment. Coyote sent us. Ever hear of someone? To mention a Coyote, he finally gives you his full attention. Why didn't you say so? Coyote is late, and my client is getting anxious. Where is she? Downstairs trying on a new arm. Your run went south for her. She's getting stitched up. She's downstairs in the mid bay. Got her arm torn off on the job. No kidding, Well, whatever. She's tough. She'll pull through. So, who are you two? Elfin. He's Paco. The guys that got your goods. What difference does it make? This is Coyote's boyfriend, Paco. Yeah. Great. We're all introduced. Now give me my stones. Hold back the best stone and give him the rest. Hold the back the pebble, the runes on it, and give him the rest. Well, guess we can do that. In an instant, there's a jeweler's scope on his eye. Moving quickly through what appear to be the most valuable stones, he stops when he finds what appears to be an ordinary pebble inscribed with Hebrew characters. That's the one. He pockets it. Okay, you did the job, but you're late, and Coyote knows that in this case, late equals no payment. Now I'm feeling magnanimous tonight, so you guys can keep the gem you already pocketed. Mr. Doolan looks you up and down, takes you all in. Listen, you look like the sort of man who might run a crew of your own one day. Might need a little talent. When that happens, you come to me. I'll set you up. He dismisses you with a wave. Looks like you impressed him. I know offense for those gems and grants. Follow me. Oh. Nah. Yeah, we're going to fence these bloody stones. Get some money. This is a hard town and a hard life to live as a runner. Get the money while you can. Van Grass is busy on his comlink, checking his heads-up display, motioning to a runner standing nearby. All at the same time, he's an intense little man. You get the sense that he likes to look busy. I am Van Grants. Make it quick. Biz is good. Talk to me. Yeah. He nods his head. That's right, Anne. So I wouldn't bother you if I hadn't come into possession of these rare stones. You have his attention. Rare stones, huh? Let's see these rare stones. You hear the servos in Van Grant's cyber eye, wearing as a magnifying glass slips into position. He bends his head over the stones for 2 seconds, maybe less. Where'd you get this dirt? A gumball machine? I'll give you 1,000 for him. I thought you said you were a busy man. I don't have academic. Guess I could think about it and try to get my charisma up. Could work on getting my strength up. I think I'm close. Alright, well, for now we'll go with that, yeah. Done. Give me your cred stick. Alright. Optional. Find a fence for the remaining stones. Completed. Alright. Now we go back to Mr. Doolin. We're done for now, Buzz. Okay. Meet the black market vendors in the safe house. Oh. Okay. Gotta return to Coyote. Off to meet Coyote. There she is. What's up, Coyote? You're back. I think the highlights of the Wolves game will be on soon. Want to take a load off and watch them with me? I found something in the bunk Sam was using. Did Sam have a sister? Her brow frowns. Yeah, I think he did. He mentioned her once. It didn't sound like they got along all that well. Your comlink chips, and the screen shows the smiling face of Officer Arkwing. If he's smiling, it must be about money. Are all cops on the take as happy as you? Talk. Are yeah, we'll go with that. What a pleasure. Yeah. We're buddies. Let's go dancing soon. Listen, the Ripper got another one. The victim worked at the NTSB investigation facility down on the docks. You owe me for this. Put on my tab. You there now? Better get here quick before McClincy arrives. Image. Another Ripper murder. Where? Okay. Listen, I want to help. You dragged me out of the Royal Force. Something bad happened. Worse than getting my arm torn off. And Sam was my friend. You head to the docks and I'll see if I can track down Sam's sister Jessica. She might be able to help us. See you when I get back. I don't need your help. See you around. Thanks, Thanks, I appreciate the help. Alright. Time to get a cab. Cab. Check out this murder. Confirm. Maybe we'll meet that creepy looking elf that was there last time. Kick his sorry butt. Leaving the Seamstress Union behind, you head to the docks. The Ripper killed Sam, and maybe he or she slipped up with the latest victim. Left some useful evidence. Only one way to find out. South Seattle's your typical industrial area. Grit, grime, and gray. The rain doesn't help matters any. Layers of dirt mixed with abandoned wooden pallets, repurposed into makeshift furniture for the day workers. Garbage collectors in the gutters of the broken down street. Distribute is the district's middle name. Distributable. Your destination, the National Transportation Safety Board warehouse, is located on a small strip of dock towards the less maintained end of the waterfront. Despite the presence of those who linger in such places, it's quiet as you approach the gate. Alright, let's get going. We've got work to do. Streetwalker. Let's take a look around here. Okay, let's talk to the streetwalker. Hey, you looking for a good time? Well, first I need info. Yeah, the bums around here have been stealing old crap from that place for years. Not worth my time, though. Okay. Halt. The guard looks bored. He toys with his gun absent-mindedly, like he might shoot something on a whim just to watch it die. Hey, you're about to trespass on corporate property. You looking to get dusted, street scum? I'm working with Lone Star on the crime scene investigation in the NTSB warehouse. I'm looking for my kitty cat. Here, kitty. I'm the new maintenance guy. This is my first day. Sure you are, and I'm Lofi, the king of dragons. Beat it. Yeah, you. Take that. Hey, that's mine. Who raised ya? A pack of wolves? That there ladder is rightly mine. Can I borrow it for a few minutes? I could use your intestines as rope instead. Charisma. I'm not taking it far. I just need a little boost over the fence. Oh, you breaking into the warehouse too. If you see any of them airplane blankets or pillows, snag me one. I think I can do that. Simple enough. Okay. Check the rest of the place out real quick. Talk to you again. Maybe. Let's see. Not me, a friend of mine. I need you to have some fun with the guard by the fence around the corner. She looks at you knowingly. Alright. Tony buys you a 5-minute distraction, then I've got to get back to work and earn some real noon. Yeah, you work your magic there. Yeah, he's playing right into it. Okay. We're in. Quick look, see if we can grab or loot anything. Nope, nothing. Alright, in we go. Yes. Inside the large gray warehouse is as typical as the outside. High ceilings are broad with girders and rickety catwalks, top of a huge utilitarian room. Concrete and steel walls meet a concrete floor. This is a place for storing things and nothing more. Despite the quiet on the outside, the inside is a hornet's nest of Lone Star officers going about their business. In the center of the activity is the Emerald City Ripper's latest victim. With uniforms everywhere, no one stops you at the door. It seems this case hasn't leaked to the press yet. Lone Star or no, you've got a job to do. Yeah, we gotta find clues. Oh, that's McClincy. Took your sweet time, didn't you? You know that traffic these days. Fill me in. I'm a busy man. Who's the corpse? Thought we agreed to work. Yeah, I'll go with that one. We had time to go over the evidence while you were en route. Turns out this might not be a Ripper murder after all. I left the computer on in the office over there if you want to see for yourself. The victim worked here at the NTS warehouse as a black box researcher. The National Transportation Safety Board. This warehouse is used to go over the wreckage from plane crashes to try to determine what happened. The Vic was in charge of their highest priority investigation at the moment. We've gone through the victim's computer, and in his case notes indicate he was selling secrets. Idiot kept records. Scientists don't make good criminals. That'll get you killed quick. Spilling corpse secrets, not the wisest. Yeah, it's not really. Nope, some runner like you probably offed him to cover his court master's involvement and tried to make it look like a Ripper killing. Here's the office key. Check it out for yourself and if you want. Oh, I guess that's not McClincy. Oh, that's good. Go this way. See. Dresden. You know, I'm surprised to see you here. Let me guess. After I tipped you off, suppose you must have made an impression on him at the market yesterday, or your cred stick did. At any rate, he chuckles. Anyway, surprise! We've got another Ripper victim on our hands. Looks like business is good for Dial-A-Morgue these days. So what's the story with this one? You look like you've been putting in some overtime, Desdren. What can you tell me about... Yeah. The victim's male, mixed Native American descent, age 38. Based on the condition of the body, it looks like he was killed around 2 in the morning. And yes, I'm a little tired. Bodies have been piling up like crowdwood, it seems. Cause of death unknown. Several internal organs were removed from his body after death, quite gruesomely. I'm not sure if the killer even knew what they wanted before they started cutting. Not much else to tell yet, really. He does have a lot of pre-existing scar tissue, so he probably had a major surgery at some point in recent history. Unfortunately, with the organs gone, I can't determine the nature of the surgery. Any idea which organ the Ripper was after this time? Nice hole where his chest was, so what was on the butcher's shopping list? Not quite how I'd want to go out. Yeah, we'll go with that. Well, the killer definitely took lungs. The more I look at it, though, the other missing organs may just be excrement within the chest cavity. Is McCluskey getting any closer to a suspect? How's Art doing on the case? He seems like a real go-getter. Sounds like the Ripper is taking a different trophy from each victim. Sam's liver, this guy's lungs. Any theories? Who's that woman over there? Yeah, no clue. She just showed up. Next of kin, I think. Yeah, sorry, I don't do theories. I'm just a scientist who happens to prefer dead people. However, while there was massive damage to the chest cavity, I see that the victim's lungs were transplants, which is interesting since another victim's missing heart was also a transplant. Granted, modern medicine has made organ transplants relatively easy, but it is an odd coincidence. But as a scientist, it's just that, a coincidence. This is only the third body I have personally examined. One of our other branch managers handled the other two. If I find that more of the victims had organ transplants, I'll let you know. Yeah, what about the officer there? Arvin would love to solve it before McClincy and get his gold detective shield. Plus, he'd love to see McCluskey suck it in front of his superiors. He's already tried to bribe me to keep information from McCluskey and slip it to him. I'm inspired by their tireless pursuit of justice. He grins from ear to ear. Do you have any idea how much this job pays these days, sir? I don't think officer's salary is going to do much to seduce me into helping him. Alright, what about McCluskey? Couldn't find his ass with both hands. Don't tell him I said that, though. Yeah. That's, guess, news. Shannon Half-Sky. You're not a cop. She looks up, watching you warily. I'm independent. What's your relationship to the dead man? Nope. Who's the stiff? I see you've been prying. Do you know the deceased? I'm independent. Suspicion in her voice and eyes departs almost instantly when the subject turns to the deceased. He's my brother. I've been trying to speak with him, but I'm afraid his spirit is too disorientated by his recent journey to answer me. You're a shaman? Yes, for all the good it's doing me. If I could just make contact, I might be able to deliver justice and allow my brother's spirit to rest. Were there any other witnesses? There's got to be a way to force him to talk. I can tell you're used to shouldering a heavy burden, but maybe there's an easier way. Yeah. She looks at you, the flattery largely failing to affect her given the circumstances, but the inspiration dispels the dark cloud surrounding her. Perhaps my brother's spirit is too weak. That's a given. But my brother's spirit may not be alone here this night. She closes her eyes and concentrates, groaning a low chant you can barely hear. Yes, there are other spirits who may be of hell. Her features harden in frustration as she's searching for something that remains elusive. Sighing, she opens her eyes and fixes you with a stare. But I can't do it alone. What do you need? This warehouse contains the spirits of plane crash victims trapped between worlds. They wish to help, they wish to be heard, and I think they have something to say about my brother's murder. Lone Star won't let me in there, but you seem to have the run of the place. If you can find personal items that belong to the victim, I believe that I can summon a spirit to speak with us. I'll need at least 2 such objects. Can you find them for me? I'll do what I can. Ooh, dang, he got his arm torn off. Alright, so looking for personal effects. And there's... Check this out. There's a large pile of old shoes on the ground next to the airplane seats. They should be discarded luggage or possibly the shoes worn by the occupants of the plane at the time of the crash. Dig through, you find nothing interesting about the shoes in the pile. Well, what's in here? It's hard to say whether this is a heap of items and refuse recovery from a plane crash or simply trash that hasn't been taken out yet. Dig through the trash. Sticky substance of some sort seems to have seeped through the trash pile, and your hands are quickly covered with the stuff. After searching for a minute, you unearth a handful of interesting items. Inspect the earring. The earring is made out of brandished steel, formed into the shape of a small salmon. Intense primal fear washes over you as you touch its surface. This must be one of the items the shaman was looking for. Take the earring. Ooh, inspect the cred stick. Surprisingly, the cred stick is still functional. You slot it into your hand. The dead always help, in one way or another. A dented tin lunchbox that's seen better days. You can barely make out the face of a grinning troll on the front. Okay, well, we at least got one item. Can't go through there. Oh, it starts. Dig through again. Nothing. Okay. And then need to go through that door. Or go over here. Door is locked, but you might be able to bypass if you could get under the maintenance panel. If I could get under the maintenance panel. Okay. Keep that in mind. You don't need to go right now. The old poster depicts a young woman posing with an assault rifle. Okay. Go in here. What do we got? Lockers? This appears to be the victim's locker. The door is slightly ajar. Inside you see several of the dead man's personal items. Inspect the toothbrush. The blue toothbrush is still wet from being used. It smells of mint and cigarettes. This appears to be the victim's... Inspect the comb. As you reach for the comb, the hair on the back of your hand stands on end, and when you take it off its little shelf, your heart thumps in your chest hard. This must be one of the items the shaman was looking for. Pocket the comb. Disappear. No. Alright, well, we've got 2 haunted items. What's in here? The researcher's work cyber terminal has been left on, presumably by the Lone Star investigators. Read the researcher's private notes. File number 95. Case file number 95. Boeing jetliner corporate owner heiress. Plane had several mechanical issues resulting in a mayday at 3:04 a.m. on June 17, 2053. 2:45 a.m. the pilot reported that the altimeter was reading in the negative values. 2:49 a.m. the co-pilot takes over the controls as the pilot leaves the cabin to investigate the rear plane. Let's see, 2:58 the pilot cannot be contacted or located by a plane steward. The co-pilot radios in a mayday. The plane crashes into an empty field in western North Dakota. Case number Pratt and Whitney unmanned heiress. Summary. Time log. That stinks. This file has been corrupted. Private notes. The notes that appear on screen pertain to NTSB case file number 96, the crash of Air's jetliner and nation border. The crash is reportedly the result of an equipment failure. Reading further into the investigator's notes, however, you find subtle evidence linking the crash to an experimental Renraku and research initiative. This information could be worth a great deal to the right buyer. You download the researchers. Alright. Leave the computer. And well, we got the 2 haunted items, so feels as though you have found enough objects. Yes, here they are. You hand her the objects you found. She closes her eyes and chants over them for a time. When her eyes open again, they're filled with tears. Thank you. These items are all I will need. It shouldn't take me long to... What the hell is all this? Uh-oh. Officer Arnold trails after the detective, only meeting your eyes for a moment. She's the victim's sister, sir. She... This is a crime scene, officer, not some Shayla's drum circle. Isn't it standard procedure to contact the next of kin? That's her brother. Makes it her business. Ma'am, consider yourself contacted. Now get the hell out. Come on. If we stay much longer, I'm liable to do something I'd regret, or worse, something I'd enjoy. Oh, believe me, you'd enjoy it. I'd help you too. Alright. That man is an ass. She stares daggers at McClinsky from across the warehouse. But there's no helping it now. I should just be grateful you were able to collect these items before those clods carted everything off. Yeah, can we still get anywhere? Not from here, I'm afraid. Spirits such as these have domains to which they are anchored. We need to get back in there. We'll come back later once the coast is clear. Rent-a-cops like these won't tie up the place for long. Not looking good now, but do you have any plans for this evening? A little breaking and entering, perhaps, under cover of darkness. Sure you're up for this? Maybe a rabbit hole, but I have to get to the bottom of it. As long as you can deliver and make it worth my while, if it means your brother's killer doesn't take another life, then yes. Yep, I gotta get to the bottom of that hole. Whatever your reasons, I thank you. Now, since we have the time, we should probably enlist some help. They may post security overnight. And I'm going to go out on a limb and say you know where to find the kinds of people we need. Well, yeah. Good, I'll put up the money if you find the bodies. She produces a fistful and coupled new one from inside a leather pouch. Starts to count it out and shoves the whole wad at you. Meet me back here at midnight. The spirits will be strong then. Right. Back to the Seamstress Union. Start to leave the warehouse, your comlink chirps and the face of Coyote pops on the screen. Boy, Enofin, you in the middle of something? Just getting jerked around by Lone Star. Same old thing. Yeah, I'm kind of busy right now. No problem. What do you need? Backup. Her jaw sets. I don't know if I ever told you this, but I was born in the Royal. BTL pushers like Steve J ran the squats. Ran my world when I was growing up. I remember. She looks really whiz. I have a cousin, Gino, who's been missing for months. He hit the sprawl about a year ago and immediately fell in with some tweakers. Bad guys. They hooked him on high amp dream chips and started using him for all sorts of dirt. I tried to help him, but he pushed me away. Then he disappeared. I've been shooting up BTL's labs ever since, trying to find him. I'm guessing you got a new lead then. It's not a lead. Her face lights up. She's running hot. Has a serious edge. I know exactly where he is this time. Got an old friend who eyeballed him herself. I'm on my way. Peiko's with me, but we could use another hand. You in? I need you right now. Can't get distracted. What the hell. I knew you'd come. I'll send you the address. See you soon. Maybe getting a little bit sidetracked, but can't say no to a pretty, well, my once pretty face. The cluster of buildings where Kairi told you to meet her appears to be the remnants of a public housing project. The buildings look like a cesspool filled with human debris. Ugh. You find her standing with Peiko on the street corner, eyeing the roofs, the doorways, the windows. Despite his attempts to engage her, Coyote barely says a word as the three of you weave your way through the tenements. She walks purposely, her new cyber hand relaxing open and close with each step. It's unclear whether the action is voluntary or not. You circle around the back of the building, and Coyote jumps up, grabs the bottom rung of a fire escape ladder and pulls it down. Without a signal, she starts her climb towards the roof. Peiko looks at you worriedly and starts up the ladder.